Yeah, Bob, Jaden's mom tells me there are now 3 people behind bars for this case, and 2 of those arrests just came today. She says while she's certainly satisfied with those arrests today, this can never take away what she's lost in this tragedy.
This is the first step.
Justice for Jaden, a well-known saying in Little Rock that for Jaden Shackelford's mom and sister Haley and Britton seems to be coming true. Jaden was murdered January 8th at Merriweather Park in Little Rock. The first arrest connected to this homicide came in March. Jordan Parkinson is charged with capital murder. Little Rock police announcing Tuesday 2 more arrests have been made. 18-year-old Evan Franklin seen here and 17-year-old Grant Nickel, whose mugshot is not available because he's a minor.
It's a good start, at least to have them off the streets, because we didn't have, we haven't had our, our son and her brother for almost a year now.
Jaden's mom says this is a big piece to the puzzle.
It hurts so bad. Still, like it happened just last week.
This is the Shackelfords' first Christmas without Jaden. Haley says their confusing emotions surrounding this loss, but also the arrests, are symbolic.
It's like a tangled mess of lives. There's so many different emotions all weaved in together that you can't really pick out one.
The Shackelfords are still determined to find out the why behind this tragic loss, not just for their own peace of mind, but for the others Jaden leaves behind.
They hurt a family very bad, not only a family but friends and a child.
Jaden's son Malachi, now 2 years old, learning to live without who the Shackelfords say was his best friend.
My grandson doesn't have his father to grow up with.
Haley says she believes there's still more to the story and at least 1 more arrest to be made. So her family's fight is far from over.
We want justice for Jaden from all 3 of them and from, the driver.
I keep pushing. I don't know how I feel. I just keep going, so.
Both Franklin and Nickel are being charged with first-degree murder and terroristic act. They appeared before a judge this morning and both got $1 million bonds, and they'll be due back in court mid-February. Reporting live in Little Rock, Samantha Boyd, KRK 4 News.
I'm walking out of the governor's reception room now here at the state capitol in Little Rock. This space has been used by Governor Asa Hutchinson since he first took office 8 years ago. But he's moving out this week, and we took some time this afternoon to talk about some of his highlights while in office and what his future plans may be. Well, Governor, thanks for taking some time to talk to us today.
Great to be with you, Andrew.
After 8 years leading the state, Governor Asa Hutchinson is just days away from finishing his second and final term.
This is the highest honor of my public life, serving as governor.
In a sit-down interview Wednesday, I asked Hutchinson to reflect on his time in office.
We've been through some tough times, from a pandemic to 500-year record floods, to great times in economic development and computer science education and tax cuts.
The pandemic, you'd probably say that was your most challenging time in office, I would assume. Is that correct?
It was, without any doubt. It came in the second term, and no one runs for governor to manage a pandemic.
Hutchinson defends his administration's response to COVID-19.
I declared a public health emergency,
saying early on leaders didn't have the full breadth of resources and knowledge now available.
I wish I'd known those things. But we made the right decision based upon the information we had.
Hutchinson says his administration's tax-cutting efforts will be a lasting legacy.
Well, it's historic. People said it can't be done. It's never been done. We've never had that kind of tax reduction. You're going to be like Kansas. Well, we weren't. We did it in the right way.
Neither term free of controversy, including a push to execute 8 death row inmates in 10 days back in 2017. 4 ultimately executed, with legal problems and 1 clemency halting the others.
Those are the toughest things you have to deal with as a governor. I think we did it thoughtfully.
In 2021, Hutchinson vetoed a bill banning gender-affirming care, earning backlash from many fellow Republicans who later overruled his veto in the legislature.
I think the state should be hesitant about interfering with the parental role. And to me, that's a conservative Republican principle, and I drew the line on that.
We will never give up. We will never concede.
Hutchinson publicly criticizes former President Donald Trump for his role in the January 6th insurrection and was one of the first prominent Republicans to do so.
I think we need to have different voices leading our party in the future, and I make honest statements about that.
I'll just say it directly. Do you plan to run for president?
If that national message leads to a decision down the road to run for president, then that's where I'll be.
If the nation's highest office isn't in the cards, Hutchinson says he'll return home and set up an office there to continue staying active.
I'll be doing some writing, I'll be doing some speaking, and we'll see where that leads.
Hutchinson says he hopes Arkansans are excited about the future, and his final message to them is thanks.
Thanks for your prayers and thanks for your support during the last 8 years.
That, of course, was just a small part of my interview with Governor Asa Hutchinson this afternoon. If you want to see the full interview, you can go to our website. We'll have it posted there. In Little Rock, Andrew Epperson, back to you.
The roads are drying off in Lincoln County after storms poured 8 inches of rain in 24 hours, the heaviest drop from midnight to 5 a.m.
Weather radio went off all night.
A lot of wind blowing and a lot of rain and a lot of lightning.
Roy Saul stayed up all night watching the water rise around his property. When the rain stopped and the runoff started to recede, his family learned they were trapped.
I couldn't get out through here, no. I mean, he says it was probably a 10 by 10 washout. I had to reschedule my hair appointment today.
It's situations like theirs the county has been quick to try and resolve, pouring asphalt and flattening the surface where they can.
Our goal is by tomorrow afternoon to have everybody to where they can go to work or come to town and get whatever they need.
Despite the hazard, some people tried to brave the flooded roads, resulting in at least one woman's car stalling out and requiring rescue. Some roads remain closed because of their condition, but it's not stopping everyone.
You fall off in there and it's on me, the road's closed. Well, then I'll call the law and I'll have you get a ticket.
With most fears from last night being washed away, people in Lincoln County are just thankful any tornadoes pass them by.
I wasn't worried about the flood. Them stomp jumpers that be bouncing all over this country is what I'm worried about.
Again, the judge did call the state today, declare that state of emergency. He is going to be writing up pretty soon, within the couple of days. This pipe was actually scheduled to be replaced within the next couple of months. There's a pipe, 6-foot pipe, just over there. Unfortunately, it didn't make it. People are hoping that they can make it through these next week or two to see this road and others fixed. Reporting live in Lincoln County, Niels Rang, Fox 16 News.